Hello everyone and welcome to Action RPG. I'm your host Aaron, and for today's video we're headed to the world of D4. We have not talked about this game since BlizzCon Line. And I have to say, this quarterly June update, for the first time, I am impressed with this game. Now I have taken tons of criticism in the past because I outwardly show my emotion of not being impressed and not being enthusiastic or excited so far about what I have seen for this game. And a lot of people don't like that because people can't wait to play it. And this is the first time I feel impressed. Now, this is a very long art breakdown for this quarterly update, so I'm going to do my best to go as quick as possible. As always, I will share my thoughts. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to support smaller channels. All right. Let's jump right into this. Now, a lot of the information in this update I am going to skip. If you want to read it for yourself, which I have done twice, the link is in the description below. And we are going to start with skipping the intro because it doesn't actually give us any information about the game. They're talking about where they were, where they're at, and where they're going with the art direction. And you don't want to hear me read all that out. Now, what we're going to start with is this picture of Lilith, okay? And what is so impressive about this first image is this is an in-game engine render. In-game engine render. Look at the details. Look at the eyes. It's pretty unbelievable. Now we're going to talk about character creation, but first I want to read this one paragraph. That singular focus and commitment to quality led us down a very long, winding, and challenging path to where we are today. The challenges required us to completely rebuild our rendering engine and authoring tools. We needed to assemble a world-class character team comprised of artists, tool engineers, rigging specialists, lighting, and surface experts. This was a complete overhaul. This was a complete overhaul. Now, there is kind of one reoccurring theme that I realized after I read it for the second time. Blizzard continues to talk about this was a complete overhaul. We had to do this from scratch. Multiple times we threw away works of art. What you are seeing is a very early render. Over and over again, they talk about the game being very early in the process of creation. And I don't know if they are doing that intentionally because they know the game is not going to be ready for a few years. I don't know, but I'm just putting that out there. Go read it for yourself and see if you feel the exact same way. Even though I am very happy with what they showed us today, I still think we are very far off from getting this game. Okay, that's all I'm going to say about that. Moving on to character creation. We've made massive improvements to the level of detail and surfacing of complex materials like skin, cloth simulation, hair, fur, metal, even down to the details of the highlights of the eyes. Look at this image. And you can zoom in closer. This is not an MMO. This is an isometric ARPG. Look at the details in the face. And these are probably early renders. I mean, it's pretty unbelievable. It looks really, really good. Gotta give them credit when it's due. Now let's check out some layers. And you're probably thinking, Aaron, what's a layer? Great question. We call this our layer scene. Players will customize the look of their characters here in our exciting new wardrobe system that allows you to mix and match hundreds of armor components unique to your class alongside custom color palettes to create the class fantasy that best represents your character. You got the barbarian here in his lair, and the source in her lair. I think, yeah, that's a source for sure. I'll tat it up right here. It looks good. So far, I am impressed with the art. Look at this. The Rogue trailer that we saw at BlizzCon Line, completely rendered with the in-game engine. If you didn't know that. And then they just talked about the scene details. This is the picture I used for my thumbnail. Because again, I am impressed. Actually, when I see this here, it kind of reminds me of Lord of the Rings. I don't know. Now, as I was reading this, I kept thinking in my head, how did they make it look so good? And then I came to this paragraph. Dark fantasy meets realism through physical-based rendering, PBR. They're using PBR to render this game. And you're probably thinking, what is PBR? Another great question, which I have the answer for right here. Physical-based rendering. Physical-based rendering is a computer graphics approach that seeks to render images in a way that models the flow of light in the real world. Many PBR pipelines aim to achieve photorealism. They are going for realism inside this fantasy world using actual lighting. That's why the shadows, that's why everything looks so natural. Obviously, you know that it's not real, but it looks real. Again, very impressive. I like it. Expanded dye system. In here, they're saying that the helmet, chest, gloves, legs, and boots can all change colors. And again, PBR, so it's going to look real. You see the barbarian just changing through it. I like it. Down here, got some different shots of the dyes. I don't know which one you like the best. Probably the white one. And then down here, every single character will have a male and a female. So you're just showing a shot of the barbarian. Then right here, I mean, you can tell, but it's not a huge difference. Obviously, the female and the male rogue. But now what I've got for you is a couple videos, because looking at still images really doesn't do it justice. So I'm going to play maybe a minute. These are 3-minute videos, so I'm going to cut them up a little bit. I'm going to play a minute of the rogue and a minute of the barbarian, and you can see kind of what it looks like with the in-game engine with different creations for those characters. Enjoy. have a feeling that at this point you are just as impressed as I am when it comes to the art direction of the heroes. But what about the enemies? What about the monsters we're going to be slaying? Let's take a look at 4 that we have coming up, starting with the Blood Bishop. And again, I don't want to read all this stuff. We're just going to check it out with our eyes. Are you ready? This is supposed to be like a pulsating heart. And the Blood Bishop. Look at this thing. Man, the lighting makes such a difference. Okay. It's pretty nasty looking. It's actually way more nasty looking when you see it up close. Pulsating. That's pretty disgusting. Okay, moving over to the Skeleton Lord. This is a skeleton that is made up of lots of other skeletons. And you're going to love this thing that I noticed. All right, you see this Skeleton Lord staff? It's the wheel with the skeletons in it. And it's kind of an ongoing joke on my Discord that every ARPG uses this same kind of design. See it? And pause. Can I pause? There we go. See it? The wheel with the skeletons. Path of Exile, the Dread Wheel. See that? The wheel with the skeletons. Huh? Or skeleton. But we're not done. Last Epoch introduced a new shield. Life's Journey. And what does it look like? A wheel with a skeleton. That's why you come and watch my videos. I give you insight like that. I don't know why everybody likes doing that, but actually I do know why, because it looks pretty cool. That is the Skeleton Lord. Moving on down. This is my kid's least favorite. Probably shouldn't have shown him it. Oh, this one doesn't have a name. It's just the Spider Host. The spider's got like its legs in the eating. It's nasty. It's pretty gruesome. And the spider's red because it's probably like sucking the blood out of it. Yep, that's a good one. Yeah, it's disgusting. All right. No more spider host. The succubus. Here we go. It's what everyone's all excited about. Remember D2? It's back. And better than ever. This was actually my kid's favorite. Look at those eyes. Tear that thing up. Look at this image. I can't say it enough how impressed I am. It might be too because, I mean, everyone knows that I love Last Epoch. And the biggest gripe with Last Epoch is always the visuals. It's built on the Unity engine. And when I think about those visuals and then I compare it to these, it's like night and day difference. I wish Last Epoch had visuals like this, but I understand it's an indie studio. I don't expect them to. All right, and I'm going to end with this one, but first I want to show this last monster. It's kind of hard to see. They're trying to show the different lighting with the eyes. It's like a 6-headed wolf, dog. It's actually a video showing off organic surfaces, but I'm sure it's going to be in the game. Okay. Last, here we go. I talked about PBR and how it makes a huge difference in the visuals for this game. And I feel like this last image, a knight circling around, really showcases it. See the shadows from the spikes on the shield? I mean, you don't see anything in-game like this. Look at the spikes on... Wow. It looks good. Unfortunately, we have reached our conclusion on the D4 quarterly update for June. I hit all the big points, but the third time I'm saying it, click the link in the description below to go through and read it for yourself. I took care of the main points, but you probably want to read through all the nitty gritty. It really talks about what they are going for the future. But I want to know your opinion. Everything we saw today, are you impressed with the visuals? Does this make you excited for Diablo 4, or were you already excited for Diablo 4? Let me know in the comment section below. If you haven't joined the official Action RPG Discord, please do so. We're now over 1,000 members, great conversations every day. The idea is to create a gaming community that could jump from game to game together, so you never start the server alone. Link for that Discord is in the description. I hope you all enjoyed this D4 quarterly update. Maybe you were entertained or at least learned something. Aaron?